Hello! Today we're going to make these little earrings. A friend of mine showed me these sometime and I really liked them, and I said, wow, I can make this by myself. And I started to learn how it works or how it's done, and yes, I'm really in love with this technique. You see, this will be one of the ready earrings, and I take this 1mm polyester cord, it's waxed, and then I use this findings. It's a connector of bronzy, and I use some beads I already got at home, nearly of the same color, and a lighter and some scissors. And now I made a mistake and thought about it, and no, it does not make sense to attach it already. I take this polyester cord and put it in half, put it through the loops, and then put the two ends through its own loop. I hope you can see this, and I will do this with all the 7 cords. My cords are about 30 centimeter, and they're taken in half, so you have 2 15 centimeter cords at each loop. This yarn, polyester yarn, was really hard to find. I searched a lot in the internet. You don't get this at the local craft shops, or maybe you just don't get it in Germany, I don't know. So I found a shop at Davanda, and I got it there. Usually I don't use this board, it's for kumihimo. I never did this, I just bought this white thing to attach macrame work on it, and usually I use a handkerchief and a safety pin to attach it to my knee. And then I lean back and have a movie or something, and then I'm making this little earrings. Macrame is a little bit like the friendship bracelets we were doing here in the early 90s, and it's a little bit the other way around. You always have a holding cord and a knotting cord, and in this case the outer left is a holding cord, and I hold it in the direction where the line should be. You will work this line, actually, I hope you understand. And the second one will be the knotting cord, and you knot it 2 times around it. You have it under the holding cord and then knot it around. And you always do 2 knots, and it's called double hitch. You can make them to the right or to the left, it just depends on what you're making. I can make a video about the technique, but I think there are plenty of these. Just Google for double hitch and you will see what I mean. So this is actually for people who already know how to make macrame or micro macrame, and who just want to have some inspiration. So the inner cords, which were both holding cords, are now one holding cord and one knotting cord and attached. And then take the left and the two left from the middle, and the right one will be the holding cord, and the left one will be knotted to the right, and then you do it 2 times, and then knotted 2 times to the left, and then you take the 2 cords right from the middle and do the same vice versa. And then you take the both inner cords and connect them, so you got an eye shape in the middle. Yes. Now it's time for some beads. I already got them, and I always look what I've in my collection and try to use this. These are a little bit bigger than the Japanese Miyuki Roccailes in 11/0, which is some standard size, but the hole is a little bit too small to string these on, so I use this one. They are big enough, but still tricky. You have to take the cord between your fingers and rub it and try to be the ends as compact as possible and as round as possible to string the beads on. And you do it again on the other side. And I think this takes most time, putting the beads onto the cords. So I wonder what I can tell you. Also, macrame is a technique I know from my mother. When I was a child, it was very up to date to do macrame with very chunky cords, and I think every household has a knotted ow. I just thought, what is the English word for yes, owl? Always have this owly birds in very big or knotted trees in your rooms, hanging on the wall. So, you see, the cords are already done. The beads are already done, and you again have the outer left cord as holding cord, and use the other beaded strings as knotting cords. And you see between the last knot and the former formed eye you have a very big gap. You cannot fill it directly with the knots, so I take again some beads, 3 beads, and after that I make the knots with strings from the eye. And same thing on the right side. Do you know these videos where somebody says, "Oh, please don't watch at my fingers, they are so dirty and damaged from, I don't know, working in the garden, and I didn't have enough time to clean them because I so very wanted to make this video," and everybody will watch at this directly when the person says don't look at, they will directly have a look at the fingers and the dirt. And yes, I think it's much better to either don't say anything about it, or to say, "Oh, have a look, my fingers are so dirty, excuse me." But don't look will absolutely don't work. So I take the 2 outer strings on each side to the back. We don't use them anymore, and I put a bead on the outer left and make a knot to the string right next against it. I seen here that I put it over and this is the wrong knot, so I opened it again and put it under, and we make 4 knots with this, just 1 knot to the right and 1 to the left, and again 1 to the right and 1 to the left. And on the next string I will again put a bead. It will look very nice. You got like a little V shape or something with the beads, and then you start making a knot with this and do it with the other 2 cords, and then the same on the other side. I don't know why, but my camera just didn't record while I was doing this. I looked and saw, it already stopped, and yes, I just finished the one side, but you will see how it's done. Just cut the ropes or the cords at the side as near as possible to your knotted piece, and then you take the lighter and just burn it down. It melts a little bit, and you press it down, and it's absolutely sealed and will not open again. Gets a little bit darker, but I actually like this effect. And now we got 2, and just have to attach some rings and the ear clips, and now we got this beautiful pagan belly dance, tribal, whatsoever macrame earrings, and I already have them in my ears and I really like them. So see you next time.